What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Christina, and I'm back with another car chat. And today I wanted to speak on the casting of this girl Lashana Lynch as the new 007. So I didn't know who this girl was prior to all this, but from what I've read, she was in the Captain Marvel movie, and yeah, she's now being cast to take on the role of 007 in the new movie that is coming up, which has not yet been named. So when I first heard this news, I was under the impression that she was like literally taking over the character of James Bond. So I was like, well, damn, I mean, y'all changed not just his race but made him into a whole woman. So at first I was like, what? Why? But upon further reading, apparently she's not taking over the actual role of James Bond, and apparently Bond will appear in the movie, but she's basically going to be like his successor or whatever. So he's basically like passing the torch on to her, you know, to be the new 007. So I don't know if this is like true or not, but you know, I heard that this is basically just being done to, you know, appease the feminists that, you know, basically want to continue putting women in men's spaces, and you know, they want, you know, women being represented in these types of roles as well. Now, I will say I'm not a feminist. However, I do believe in women's rights. I do believe that women should be treated fairly, and that a woman isn't obligated to limit herself to the traditional gender roles if she chooses not to. However, I do still support traditional gender roles to an extent, and you know, at the end of the day, I just feel like men and women, we're different. You know, there's certain things that men do that women, we simply cannot do, and vice versa. There are things that we do that men simply cannot physically or mentally or emotionally do or handle, and that is totally fine. We're different, and we're meant to complement each other, you know. But with that being said, I do think that it is important, you know, to see women in roles of empowerment where they are portrayed as, you know, strong and, you know, like I said, empowered. That is important to see. But then they went ahead and chose, you know, this dark-skinned black woman to play this role. So that is where I'm like, So this may be an unpopular opinion to some. Not everyone may agree with me on this, and that's fine. But I'm just not entirely sure that this is a win for black women. And I say that because of the following. So how many times have we not seen black women being portrayed as a strong, independent black woman that either doesn't want or need a man, that can hold everything down on her own? Now, that's not to say that those aren't important or good traits to have. I mean, they are. I think that women, especially in this day and age, we should to an extent be independent and not entirely reliant on a man, and that we should be able to hold our own. But again, who is the group or type of women that we always see in this type of role? It's always black women. It's like, how often do we get to see the more feminine, soft side of black women? Like, we rarely get to see that, you know? So it's like, I feel like, you know, this girl being portrayed as 007, which to me, I don't know, if I could be wrong, because like, again, I never really watched all the movies like that, but to me that's always been kind of like a man's man type of role, you know. So why are you casting this girl as that? And it just goes, you know, in line with what I've heard before about, you know, basically the masculinization of black women. And then I don't know, it's just I feel like this character role, or placing her in this role, just continues to feed into like that stereotype, and basically makes black women seem as if, you know, they aren't allowed to be feminine and ladylike and dainty. Like, they don't sometimes need saving, you know. Like, black women need sometimes to be supported too, or to, like I said, to be saved. Like, who do we always always see being the damsel in distress, not black women, you know. So I don't know if Hollywood has just gotten lazy at this point and that they figure the easiest way to make everyone happy, including the feminists and those that want racial inclusivity and the LGBTQ plus community, is to just gender swap and race swap and sexual orientation swap all of these already existing big characters and names. But I feel like how much more productive would it actually be, or how much more beneficial would it be to these groups that are usually underrepresented to actually have original characters whose stories actually, you know, depict their struggles and the things that they go through, and as well as their achievements, you know. Like, how much better would that be for these groups to see themselves being represented in this way with a storyline that they could actually relate to? And if you don't belong to these groups, then that would be a way for you to actually, you know, see things through their lens and understand their sides of the story. Like, why not do that? If you want to see a black woman in this type of role of empowerment and blah, 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 why not create a new character then, you know? Not take over the role of 007, which has a very long history. And I don't know, like I said, I just don't really see this as a win for women or black women. I just don't. And again, some people may disagree with me on that, and that's fine. That's just how I see it. Yeah, I think Hollywood, we need some more original characters. Like Little Mermaid, okay, that was passable. And, you know, even if they had cast Idris Elba as, you know, James Bond, I mean, that would have been okay. I mean, I know people still would have been mad because he's black, but at least he's a manly man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be more understandable, you know, and he's sexy. So, I don't know, just my opinion. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments down below. How do you feel about Lashana Lynch being cast as a new 007? Are you here for it? Do you feel like this is a win for us? Or are you just kind of like, nah, nah? So let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.